What's up, people? How y'all doing? Want to welcome y'all to episode 7.
Yeah. 7?
7. It's the 7th episode of Start Ugly, but Don't Stay Ugly. I'm your man, co-host, Tez.
Big Marv.
Big Marv. Woo! We got man. We live in a real interesting time right now, and you know, everybody's aware the COVID-19, aka the coronavirus, is running rampant.
Kind of crazy.
It's crazy, you know. I think in Italy on Friday or Saturday, over 700 people died.
Yeah, it was
in one day.
Yeah.
It's serious out here, people.
Yeah.
You know, once again, build your immune system up. You know what I'm saying? That's the best thing you could do. Eat some ginger, you know, eat some fruit, eat some vegetables, get good rest, drink plenty of water.
Yeah.
Think positive thoughts, do positive things for other people, exercise. You know, those are some things you can do. Those are some preventative measures that you can do right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't tell you it's going to stop it, but I think that can definitely put you in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? So, but there's another epidemic out here. This one is it's worse than the coronavirus, and it's been around for a long time, super long time. Man, have you ever heard of Hovid 21?
Hovid 21.
Hovid 21.
What's Hovid 21?
Hovid 21 is the Hoe-Rona virus. HOE-RONA virus. Hoe-Rona virus.
Hoe-Rona virus.
So,
all the specialized hoes?
It's specialized strictly for hoes. Okay. So, how did we get to the Hoe-Rona virus, right? It's a play on what's going on, y'all. Big Marv sent me a video.
It was a bad video.
It was horrible, man.
Bad, yeah.
I seen a little bit more, and the brother did step up.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah, he did step up.
Let me inject this part.
Okay.
The part I saw brothers and say a lot. We're not. The focus really ain't the brother. It's the sisters, the stuff. I wish we could play the video. It was really sad.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
So let me tell y'all what the Hoe-Rona virus is, right? Hovid 21. So basically, Hoe-Rona or Hovid is typically started at the age of 21 when people feel like they at their peak. You know, they supple.
Can't tell them nothing.
No, you can't tell them nothing. They know everything.
Yeah,
you know, they supple. You know, they got a lot of energy in the world. They feel invincible.
Yeah.
But this type of person feels entitled. And you know that you have the Hoe-Rona virus when you meet this person. Your life is at the top, or you're growing. And then this person comes in about a year and a half, 2, you at the fucking bottom. That's when you know you've been stricken with the Hoe-Rona virus, right?
Put the brakes on you.
They done put all the red lights, all the stop signs in front of you in your life, in your progress, right? So the Hoe-Rona virus is when you think that you basically the shit. And so I've met a lot of people who've been struck by the Hoe-Rona virus, men and women. It ain't just women as hoes, no, absolutely not. It's men too, because I see a lot of dudes who can't carry their weight.
Yeah.
And so what they end up doing is latching on to a woman who got a good heart, got good intentions. But this dude don't. So I'm gonna give y'all some game. Anybody, if you got a long-term plan and this person you dealing with got a short-term plan, they gonna win. I promise you they gonna win. Because you seeing a future with this person, they only seeing you for right now. So you can't win. So let's play this video clip. We can't play the actual video, but we can play the audio of this. I don't want to disrespect the young female.
Yeah, let them be the judge.
Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all hear what she got to say, and y'all tell us what y'all think in the comments. Leave a comment below and let us know what y'all think about what this young female had to say in regards to the topic at hand, I felt like it was very. I had never heard nobody say this before.
But we gotta say this. What she was aiming at was a regular 9-to-5 brother who's out here trying to hold his own and go to work, nice job, paying the bills, come home after 5 hard days of working, 40-hour work week. You got your check, you ready to come home to your lovely family and your lovely wife. She don't subscribe to that type of lifestyle. Listen to the wordplay, right?
She don't believe in
that. That's why we're talking about this, just to kind of brief those of you who didn't catch on to what Tez was talking about. Her whole focus was, I ain't trying to wait till Friday for a nigga check to clear. I want my shit tonight.
She want it right now.
Yeah.
She can't wait. She needs it right now. So we're gonna play the video.
And we'll comment on it.
And we're gonna comment exactly on what she said, okay? Alright, here we go.
People be looking at me crazy, like, I don't know if this because I'm from Chicago, but like, I can't fuck with no nigga that work a 9 to 5. I don't know why. I just need a fast money ass nigga. It don't necessarily have to be like drugs or like fraud, but like rapping or like dealing with media or like shit like that. Just like get.
You want a nigga with so what?
Like if I come to you and I need some shit, I don't need you to be like, well, my check come on Friday. Fuck that. I need you to get that shit right now. Like so
I feel like it depends with the 9 to 5. Like if you 9 to 5 at Burger King or something, hell no. But if you 9 to 5 at JP Morgan or something, hell yeah, because I know that Friday check about to have more than zeros.
Fuck that little bank shit. Shit, that's a fraud nigga. I might as well get a fraud nigga. Fuck.
I don't know.
You work in the bank too. Shit, technically. Like,
I don't know.
So if a nigga work at a bank?
No, I don't want you.
So let's say this nigga work at a bank making $500,000 a year.
Alright. Interesting comments, right? She said she don't want a 9 to 5 nigga.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. She don't want to. She basically said, when I want something, I want it right now. Then her counterpart, like, nah, she wasn't the counterpart. This is her companion. Said that she don't mind dating a 9 to 5 dude if he worked at a JP Morgan. But if you work at Burger King, you can't do it. Now, I'm gonna let you talk on this. I got some high opinions on this. So.
Well, my thing is this, right? I know we all live in America and just the world today in general. It's like everything is a microwave society. Nobody wants to wait for the oven cooked meal. Everybody wants the right now microwave type food. And that's the mentality of these sisters. I don't know the sisters, just judging off of what they said. I think it's just so unfortunate, again, for you to have that type of mentality. If you got a guy who's out here busting his butt, and who knows where he's going to end up. But right now, this is where he's at. They don't want that. Never mind the fact that we didn't hear what they do for a living. It ain't like they say, hey, listen, I am the CEO of IBM. I started the company. I would prefer a gentleman who's kind of in the upper tax bracket. Okay, I still kind of shake my head at you, but I get it. But looking at the video, and I know we didn't show you guys the video, but these are young sisters. They got to be in their early 20s to late 20s. Definitely. And just the mindset of these young sisters, they don't want a guy. She don't want to wait till Friday for your. If I want it now, I want it now. Last I ever heard of somebody doing that was a kid. I'm not trying to be funny. So again, it's sad that today nobody has patience. And it's so, and it wasn't bad looking young ladies. It's just that the thought process of these sisters, it just made them look so undesirable. Come on, y'all. We all got to work together. Who knows where this cat gonna end up? If the guy working at Burger King, who knows in 7 years he may own 50 Burger Kings. You don't know. For you just to shoot the guy down and just shit on him and be like, if he work, hell no, Burger King, hell no. And that's my nice response. I want to keep it boxed in, but it's still kind of fucked up, man. It really
man, don't hold that shit in. Let it out.
I mean, it's a bullshit all around the table. Listen, some factual stuff that people can identify today. If you name any professional athlete that's married, give me 3 out of the top. Let's go back to the Jordan days. Out of the top 50 all-time basketball players who are married, give me the great areas of employment or ownership that their wives control. And I'm bringing that up because most of these athletes, if they got a $50 million contract, the girl he married is probably his high school sweetheart. What she work at? She probably worked for him, or he funded her to start her nail shops. She got 10 nail shops, but because of him, he didn't request that, hey baby, you got to get your game up because I'm about to get this $50 million contract. No, they marry regular chicks, and he know that she got his back. You will hope that the sister like that will have a guy's back, and when he get to this point where they can just totally celebrate together and they appreciate each other because they were there doing the struggle. She don't want the struggle. She wanted like a 3-year-old. I want it now. I don't want the guy working at. But the sister brought up J.P. Morgan. Maybe some of y'all don't know what J.P. Morgan is. J.P. Morgan is not a Burger King. She don't even want that.
She says she don't even want that.
I know.
I might as well be with a fraud, nigga.
Right. I know the camera can't zoom in on my face, but come on, sis. Yeah. Go on, dog. I can come back, goddammit, but go on, talk a little something.
Okay. You said something important. You said that's like a 3-year-old, right?
Yeah.
So, Thoughtlicious over here. That's what her maturity level is at, right? She a 3-year-old.
Okay.
Why? Why do I say she a 3-year-old? I say she a 3-year-old for multiple reasons, but the number one reason is because, for one, she feels entitled. Children feel entitled, right?
Yeah, but they don't know no better.
But they don't know no better, right?
Right.
But that goes to show us that age is not a qualifier for maturity. It don't mean you mature because you older. It don't mean that at all. She is a prime example of she been tossed around. Any dude who got money can have her. Now, it could be a situation where she ain't giving up nothing, but dudes are paying. I mean, those situations exist,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
But you touched on Michael Jordan and people like that, right? So let me ask you a question. If you see something of value, you're going to spend money that if you can afford it, you're going to spend money to get that thing,
absolutely.
Right? So at that point, that thing since it's valuable to you, you're going to take care of it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If I'm the guy, and $50 million, right? Let's say I get a $50 million contract, and I meet her. Who's valuable, me or her?
That's one of those rhetorical questions, huh? You already know the answer to that, mother. Listen,
if I'm valuable, she's supposed to pay for me. She's supposed to pay for my attention. She ain't bringing shit to the table. What? Her vagina? Her mouth? And her butthole? Man, that ain't shit. I can get that anywhere. I'm trying to be humble.
Okay. You told me don't be humble.
Okay, I ain't gonna be humble then. She ain't shit. I'm just gonna be, and everyone who got that damn thought, because it's on my mind.
Yeah.
Thought process ain't shit either. If you a dude or a chick, you ain't shit when you want someone else to take care of you. That means you are dependent. Look at the environment we in right now. Coronavirus, things are shut down. People ain't going to work every day no more. The resources are getting scarce, right? And you got somebody out here like that who can't appreciate somebody who's still out here trying to hustle for the long term because they got a plan, and she want to deal with the dude who ain't got no plan because he can only live today. And this goes back to why people struggle more than most, because you stay in survival mode. Once you're in survival mode, everything is immediate because you can't see the future. I'm gonna stop right there.
Well, let me add this too for something I did hear the sister say. Even if it would still be bad if she said this, but it would kind of shine a little bit. Let's say she said she would like a guy that's on top of his game because she has some phenomenal thoughts, so she would like to get with somebody. And when I team up with him, when I hit him with these ideas I have that he can help me fund, he and I can just take off even more. She could have hit it like that.
She could have hit it like that.
She didn't say that.
She didn't say that.
She said she don't even want a guy at J.P. Morgan, and if you work at J.P. Morgan, you make some decent money, am I right?
But she said he a fraud nigga?
Yeah, because she don't understand.
I might as well be a fraud nigga.
Yeah.
Because she said she'd rather be with a rapper or somebody in media. So she wants somebody famous. That's what she said. She wants somebody famous. If you ain't got the fame, so she can feel like she an arm piece, and she can walk down the street with you, and you can put her in the chinchilla, and the coat, and she got the rings and the diamonds, and she out here looking like Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. She don't want to be with you. So she got champagne dreams with minimum wage work ethic. I don't even know if she on minimum wage status because she sounds like garbage to me. And I'm just gonna be honest with you. I hear that and I'm like,
I'm in agreement with you, whether it's male or female.
Whether male or female.
You know, we just so happen to be talking about what we heard. It happened to be young ladies. And that wasn't a real good look. I mean, nothing about what I heard or what I saw the video as well. It wasn't appealing at all. And you know, you want the girls to still be, you know, beautiful queens. But y'all, I hope y'all heard what she said. None of it was.
Ain't no queen in that. Queen means you gotta be groomed. She's been groomed for thoughtisms.
Okay.
She groomed to be a whore. Let's just be honest. She groomed to be a whore. And this ain't nothing against black women and black ladies. Look, y'all, to me, y'all in a separate category. But this right here, this is unacceptable, man. And I know she young and she don't know shit about shit, you know, and I get that. I mean, I was her age at one point in time, but I didn't think like that though. And I used to be immature, and it took me a long time to grow up and shit like that. You know, the challenges in life will make you grow up if you allow. You know, if you allow. But this was next level.
Yeah.
This was next level to me, and I don't mean in a positive manner, moving up.
Yeah.
This is next level at the basement.
Downstairs.
You know? It's like
downstairs.
You can't trip over the basement. You know what I'm saying? She's found another level.
Yeah.
You know.
And let me say this: what you just said about being immature. Even if you're immature, which we all come from being immature because we wasn't of age. Even in my maturity, I was still respectful and clean with my immaturity. Just because I was immature, that didn't mean I had to let everybody know my level of immaturity.
Exactly.
I was doing it, but I would kind of do it just around my other crew members who I knew was immature too, doing, we call it young folk shit.
Right.
So she could do that and feel that way, but don't come on and broadcast that shit to the nation and meant what you said.
Meant it.
Come on, man, we all started off being immature, so she gets no pass because she's immature, she's young. I too was young. I did some shit that I'm not proud of, but again, I did it within the confines of the crew. We all was immature.
Absolutely.
But when people that came around that needed to be respected, we turned that shit off. Like, okay,
facts.
How you doing, Mr. Johnson? How you doing? We knew how to turn it on. Now, when they left out of our range, you turn it back on.
Exactly.
And I'm saying that, but even in your immaturity, you still have something called self-control, because I'm pretty sure, and I'm not trying to be all out into the left lane. Everybody still have an understanding. She understand enough to know when she driving down the street. I'm pretty sure if she come up to a stop sign, she gonna stop.
But now we gotta go to the rudiment. Where did she get this philosophy from?
Okay.
Where did she get it from?
Okay.
She didn't just wake up like this. She didn't say, you know what, damn it, I'm just gonna be a thought one day.
Okay.
I just want to be a hoe. You know, she seen something that intrigued her. She seen something that piqued her interest. And I don't mean piqued, P-E-A-K-E-D, I mean P-I-Q-U-E-D. And when it piqued her interest, she said, That's what I'm gonna do. Now, we all are products of our parents. All of us. Whether good or bad. We all products of our parents. If you didn't have no parents, you're a product of the guardians you grew up around. If you didn't have no guardians, you're a product of some home that you grew up in. You just sad them up. Sad. I used to work in a group home. I seen how old we could be. I could tell you this. That philosophy comes from some no good ass parents. Dudes, if you on this type of shit, I just want to date a woman who can make 6 figures and all this and that, but you ain't bringing nothing to the table. See, people don't know the difference between asset and liability, right? So here's an asset. An asset means you bring something to the table. You add on to what's already there to the situation. So men, sometimes we don't make as much as women now, especially black men. So if you don't make as much as your woman, you need to cover another base that she definitely can't cover. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that you need to go out your way to impress her. What I'm saying, just be yourself. Being yourself covers more bases than what she, and it makes up for the money that she makes more than you. Women, if your guy make more money than you, why are you trying to leech off of him? It seems like you would support him to want him to become better and more because it benefits you. Now, you got some dudes out here, they still playing around, even at our age, they still playing. And they can't just be with one woman. I understand that. However, if you've been with that dude through the struggle, he gonna honor you a lot more. Cause he was like, yo, she had my back when nobody wasn't there. She supported me, she gave me the encouragement. And that's the beautiful thing about being a woman and a lady. Y'all are very encouraging. This thought right here, she's selfish. And that's I could tell where that come from. They come from her environment. Because that's the only thing she can do. She has no skills. None. And I'm not trying to be serious. I want to make light of the situation because this is where the youth is at. That I see on the street. This is where they at. And when I hear these conversations, I'm just like, but you 9 times out of 10, you're gonna always end up with somebody who got less than you.
Now, you know what? If you can bring a lot of internal stuff to the table that the man or the lady may be lacking, and you don't have that phenomenal job. This is why I use the athletes as an example. Sometimes that quote unquote regular girl who got all the in-house qualities, like know how to keep a house together, meaning making a house a home. So when he come from battling, whether he's an NFL, NBA player, working in the movie industry, some in the music industry, one of those industries, but when he come home, he feel like a king because she made their home feel like a castle. You can possess that skill and you can be married forever.
Yep, that's true.
But what you can't do is sound like what we just heard and try to keep somebody of quality and expect to have a quality finish.
Nah, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. And especially in the time that we in right now. So I want to transition the conversation to stuff we was talking about off camera. You know, right now we are seeing the world stand still. Basically, very few people are going to work. They got. I just found out in Germany, if they see 2 people walking down the street together, they go into jail. So this coronavirus is changing everything. Now, I'm not no conspiracy theorist. I'm not no doomsday individual. I'm none of that shit. However, the writing's on the wall, and I can see what's happening. We gonna see whole industries go to nothing. Zero. I'm gonna tell you industry right now that I know is gonna go to nothing. The cruise industry, that's over with. That is done.
You think so?
That shit is done. That shit is over. We keep thinking that they gonna find a cure and then we gonna do a V and it's gonna go up like that. And that's not what's gonna happen, people. This shit ain't gonna turn around that easy. everything about our life is gonna get worse. Everything that you were comfortable in is about to get worse. We about to go through a period where I believe personally you're gonna see gas probably go down to in the cents per gallon. You used to paying $2 something now in Chicago. We pay roughly around like, for the cheapest gas, I think it's like anywhere between $2.25 to $2.50. I think that shit gonna go below $1 because of what's happening. And either this is the opportunity to rise and unfold, or wither and die. And I can tell y'all right now, I've been studying for 12 years for this moment. I can't tell you what I'm gonna do, because I got my plan, and things don't always go according to plan. But I've been studying 12 years for this moment, and I'm prepared myself to really rise during this period of time, because I seen it coming. I'm gonna tell y'all this: if you can, look at protecting your 401k, if that's all you got. I told people 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, move your money out of your 401k. Why? Because when your 401k was affected in 2008 when the stock market crashed because of the housing market and credit, most people lost between 38 to 60%. But yet, no one thought, you know what, this ain't safe for my money. I need to pull this shit out. So now I'll get phone calls today and yesterday and day before. Man, I'm losing money. What could I do? I can't tell you what to do now. I tried to tell you 3, 4 years ago. You didn't want to listen to me. So I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm gonna give a caveat. I can't predict the market. I can't do none of that shit. But I'm gonna tell y'all this. Whole entire industry is about to go to nothing. The world is about to do a 180. And if you are not prepared, you should start thinking about a new profession, or you should start thinking about becoming an entrepreneur. Because I think that's the only way you're gonna make it. The job market is probably about to die as we know it. I mean, man, it ain't no cars on the street. We live in a major city. This is rush hour that we're filming this. It is 4:16 on March 24th, 2020, the heart of rush hour, and there are no cars going down the street.
And they probably see this in the city in which you live.
Yeah.
And it's so unfortunate, going back to kind of the stuff we discussed in some prior recordings, again, you really see how unprepared you are, even after all of your phenomenal education. Some of the topics that they don't teach us is the stuff that we need now. And it's crazy because you can't really single out any particular profession, but going back to what Tez just said, after this thing quits spinning, because this is not just America, this is on the globe.
It's the world.
Nobody knows what's going to be what after everything stops. Now, if it's God's grace and He spare us and give us a little window of opportunity to get ourselves together, hopefully that's what happened. But you all hear what we hear. There are no concrete good answers. Everybody's guessing. And it's so unfortunate because you don't know what move to make next. If you got money, cool. What you gonna spend it on? Where you going shopping? Everything's shut down. Where you going? You can't take a cruise. You can't really jump on an airplane because everything is what it is now. Hell, they don't even reckon, like you just said, in Germany, if 2 people walking down the street, y'all going to jail, man.
Jail. That's telling you that this is, well, all our comforts have just got rocked. And it ain't done.
Yeah.
Because the virus is still out here, right?
Yeah.
Now they telling people, I'm off social media, so you can't never find me. I'm totally off social media. I did that on purpose because I need to focus on what I'm doing, especially in this time, because I'm making some major moves. But I got something about the coronavirus on Facebook. And I thought it was interesting that they was trying to tell people what to do to prepare, you know, and how to deal with it and stuff like that. But they didn't tell you how to prepare your finances. They didn't tell you how to prepare for a lifestyle change. And that's more important than fighting this virus off, because everybody's not going to get infected. Well, they said probably about 70-85% of the population of the world are going to get infected. But if we do get infected, then what? Life don't stop. And I'm not trying to be super serious right now, but we in a serious time. And I see a lot of people out here still playing. And it ain't no plan if they stop sending food. It ain't no plan in that, because we go to our carnal nature at that point. We're gonna be fighting each other. People gonna be breaking into people's cribs. What you gonna do about that? Everybody ain't got a gun. They don't. How you gonna defend yourself?
And if you got a gun, you only got so many bullets. It ain't like you can go back to the store and get more, depending on how crazy shit get.
Go ahead.
In other words, man, we are all interconnected, and not trying to make it a racial thing, but oftentimes black folk, we think that way because we are very forgiving people. I mean, we this is who we are. We have a forgiving spirit about ourselves. But it's so unfortunate that most of the other people on the planet, they didn't always see the world this way. Now, where this thing come from, I have no answer for that, and I'm pretty sure nobody does. Maybe somebody do, but we don't.
You mean the coronavirus?
Yeah.
They said it started in Wuhan, China.
Yeah, I know what they said, but I said it again. Nobody knows what it's Wuhan who?
Wuhan, China.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
Not Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
Wuhan.
Yeah. It's crazy, but I mean, again, where do you go? Nowhere on the planet you're safe. I mean, we are, and I was talking about the racial part because it's amazing how much we all really need each other. Again, because like you said, if your food supply and your food chain is affected, everything is over.
See, this is the difference between how black people survived in the South during the Depression versus today. Yesterday, they were more communal.
Yeah.
Today, we had odds with our neighbors and the community, because everyone don't share the same values no more. And that's the dangers of living in a city. Everyone don't share the same values that you live around. When you're in the South, typically those people kind of share the same values, but in a city environment, it's not like that. You don't know what they got going on their crib. You don't know what they got going on their crib. We don't know nothing. And if we did, we probably wouldn't live around each other. You know what I'm saying? I probably wouldn't have no neighbor on top of me who don't think like me. But because of, you know, big city living, you rolling the dice with who around you. Yeah. And so that's why it's the dangers of not having a culture. Because people in your culture, y'all work together. Okay, when I went to Egypt some years ago, I noticed something when I was there. The men all pulled their money together and fed the community. No one just sat to the side and like, this is my money, I'm eating. No, everyone pulled their resource together so everyone can eat. If we don't get on that type of level, where we have to trust one another.
Yeah, but again, what do we start with that? Because I'm not saying we wasn't rolling to that degree because we haven't been over in Egypt, because we've been over here for whatever the reason, slavery. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But we used to be more together, and again I could reflect on that because I come from a family in a neighborhood that kind of coexisted like that. We all had each other's back and watch and help this person out, so on and so forth. Again, it ain't by accident or all of a sudden this is some magician type shit where this thought process has been wiped out. Where did it go? That was done intentionally. So again, like you said, we come from, hey, how you doing? Speaking to everybody. If somebody needs something, here you go, to the point where we don't even speak to our neighbors. That is just so life-changing. And this is what we see now where, hell, you walk down the street, you don't even we don't even look at each other. And it's so unfortunate because now we at the point now where we all need to start looking at each other like, you all right? Or if you hear somebody coughing, you look like, hey.
or people gonna be looking at you like he food.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I can use him or her, like the thoughts, because that's how they're at base thinking, and people who don't know how to survive are going to be at base thinking, and they're going to be seeing opportunity in everyone they come across, and that they're the dangers to society, and these type of women go across all races, all nationalities, all religions, everything, and men as well. These people are going to be the people that cause the most havoc. Because why? They have nothing to offer. Everything has to be taken from them. So I'm gonna give y'all a clue on how things work, right? Everything is cause and effect. Now I'm getting serious now. Everything in life is cause and effect. But it's something that happened after the cause. You have a thought and you have a feeling, and then you take action, and your actions produce results. Now I want you to go back and look at the result, look at the action you took, look at the feeling, look at the thought. If it's not in alignment to produce the right result, that means the action you took was wrong, or you was manipulated in your feelings. Most people are manipulated in their feelings. Most people are.
Mm-hmm. You might as well have the other one that your thought is wrong, because a lot of the shit that you taught, that you watch, is to make your thoughts not be where they need to be so you get the right results. Again, we gotta incorporate all this shit in the same pot, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And I get, like you said, some of it is parenting, but even parenting was taught a certain lifestyle, especially since the damn 70s. Mm-hmm. And it sounds crazy, but as much technology as we didn't have in the 70s, it was more of more unified.
Because people were still human.
Yeah.
And they value each other,
better
than they do today. Whereas it wasn't as many outlets and distribution centers for information. Information was kind of contained. You had to go actually do research. And people who were really smart, they really didn't leave the area. They still, helped the area and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But we lost community when we felt like we were included. Like, I'm better than you because I make more money than you. And that might be true. You could be better, because some people are better than other people at certain things, just not in totality. But I want to go back to this: your thoughts plus your feelings plus your actions equal results. The result is always going to tell you if what you're doing is correct or not. It's going to tell you. People, it's time to start trying to face the truth about what's going on out here. The lie is running rampant, and that's why most people are suffering, because that's what the lie produces. It produces suffering. And we've been lied to on so many levels. We've been lied to mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, financially, socially. So if you've been lied to in all those areas that support communities, and now you look at the condition of the community, you got to ask yourself, where did the lie start from? And why are we not accepting the truth? Because the truth requires responsibility. And most people are irresponsible. Hence, go back to what the video clip. Everything the young lady said was about being irresponsible. You said something about children, what children do, right? So Sigmund Freud, who was a psychiatrist, I believe, or a psychologist, one of them, he said that human beings will do more to avoid pleasure than to interact with pain, right? My question is this: a child, my statement is this: a child will do everything to avoid pain and do everything to enjoy pleasure, right? Mm-hmm. Now ask yourself about the people you around. Will they do everything to avoid pain, to enjoy pleasure? Because then that's when you know you're dealing with a child, regardless of whatever their age is. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, most people are children. They got the stature, they got the age, but they don't have the mind. And if they don't have the mind, I guarantee you they're going to be a problem for you. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. I used to be immature. I know.
Yeah.
I'm not willfully immature anymore. I want to know things. Specifically, how do I navigate the financial system?
Yeah.
How do we, we talked about this last week. Black people came out of the condition of slavery in 1865, and in 155 years, it's still the exact same place when they came out. They still the same spot.
Which is 1/2 of
1%.
Yeah.
So that means that education is wrong.
Yeah.
We prefer to be cool instead of having progress.
Yeah, but and you're right, because the people that controls everything on the planet, everything about them is a lie, because they're not the natural. You know, it's you know, they came and stole the information. They didn't stick around long enough to learn the information to really make it operate to the way that it needs to be performed. So what they did, they took bits and pieces and add their knowledge on it, which was lacking, almost like an immaturity knowledge. And as a result of that, everybody's comfortable with living a lie.
Everybody.
And you can tell because you can see the results, as opposed to what we was doing when you spoke on Egypt back in the day. Mm-hmm. What's the interest in when people go and explore and dig up tombs and everything? Well, all the Caucasians over in Egypt doing that. And this stuff happened, what, over 3,000 years ago?
Longer than that.
Yeah.
They date the Sphinxes. It's older than 10,000, and some of the pyramids.
Yeah.
So the thing is, like, all right, if y'all, I'm gonna say this: I'm not against Europeans. You know, I'm not.
But let me say before you say that, neither am I. But the truth is, somebody came around and stole some motherfuckers off the other side of the world.
Absolutely, they can't deny that.
Right. So again, where did the confusion start? Where did all of the chaos and confusion start? Not saying that nobody wasn't having beef with people on the planet before, over the last 300-400 years, but we know that it wasn't like this.
But see, all right, to piggyback off that, see, black people, we're in our dark ages right now. So if we're in our dark ages, and we know the European came out of his dark ages in 1492, right?
Something like that.
So what happened prior to 1492 when they was in their dark ages? So now you got to go and start studying what happened in Europe prior to 1492. Now we know in 1492 the Moorish Empire fell. Y'all don't know what the Moors look like. They look like us. Okay,
you looking at them.
So they were swarthy, which means dark. So as the Moors and the Muslims in the area of Europe, they were highly educated. So the Europeans knew that engaging with them in warlike activities was not going to bring them out of their condition. They had to educate themselves and learn about all these sciences that I forgot what the Greeks called it, the seven something sciences. I don't remember right now. But anyway, in order for us to come out of our dark ages, what do we have to do? We have to educate ourselves on the 7 liberal arts. Well, it's more than 7 now. So we have to educate ourselves to come out. So the financial system it's hard to understand. It's super hard. I've been studying this thing for 12 years. It's difficult to understand. But it ain't difficult when you got people who know more than you, who can talk to you and teach you. Our egos are so big that we don't think we need to go learn nothing. We don't. We think we can intuit everything from ourselves, and you can't. Our education is limited, and I'm not just speaking about black people. I'm speaking about everybody right now. I educate the more limited your education is, I mean education that you can apply. I ain't talking about no stuff you just read in a book. The more limited your education is, the more struggle you're going to endure in life. That's just how it is. Everything has to add value, and it has to make things become better and bigger for the world. So here's and I'm not into, you know, like being metaphysical and stuff like that, but here's another clue, and this is actually in the scriptures. You know, it says you got to give to receive, right? But most people act like they don't have nothing to give, so if you don't have nothing to give, you don't receive anything. So if you want to have an abundant mentality, you have to have an abundant mentality that I don't care what I give, something's going to come back to me. You have to think that way, and you have to act that way.
I agree with what you're saying, but touching on what you just stated before, how we're educated and taught. If you're not taught it, you ain't gonna never know it. So you're not gonna see the value in the shit that's valuable.
Absolutely.
So again, a lot of these flaws and shortcomings come from the way that we're taught around the planet.
Absolutely.
I think everything has a great answer, of course, and everything has a bad answer.
Mm-hmm.
How come most of the shit that we apply give us the bad answers? Maybe it's because you're being taught the shit the wrong fucking way. I'm not trying to be funny.
No.
I mean, there's some goodness around the planet, and most of us don't tap into it. Most of us have never tapped into it. And most of us probably won't never tap into it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so unfortunate because there's a better answer. And I was living in a time where we need a better answer, and nobody has the goddamn answer.
I mentioned before that there's 4 things that'll get you out of your situation, but you got to educate yourself on it. You gotta know how to talk. You got to be a great communicator, because if you don't know how to talk, you can't sell. You got to understand sales, because you can't sell nothing, you can't make no money. You gotta know how to market, which means you gotta understand how people think and who you're selling to. And once you make the money, you gotta know what to do with it. It can't just be to just go buy things. Things, it's not a asset, it's a liability, and that's just how the system works. So you have to, and I'm just gonna give you a real quick money demonstration. If you're living above your means, you screwed, especially in what's going on right now. You screwed. If you have more debt than income, you are screwed. Unless you know the difference between good debt and bad debt. Because there is a difference. Bad debt is money that's always, you pouring it into something, into a depreciable asset. What's a depreciable asset? Your car, your crib, your mortgage. Anything that's not giving you money back is a bad asset. It's bad debt. So what's a good debt? Man, good debt could be apartments, housing, your business, anything like that. You gotta understand finance, man. We live in a financial world. We live in an economical world, but we ain't studying it. But everybody want it. Everybody want money.
But how do you change the game when you know that the game is set up? Again, I go back to when I was a youth, and I pull a lot of my responses from my personal experiences. Mm-hmm. I come from an area where most men on the block work, and the other parent will probably work as well, mm-hmm. but it only required one salary to mm-hmm. support the whole house, mm-hmm. so you were able to put up most of the other person's salary, whether it be the male or the female. Mm-hmm. Now you got to where you need 2 people, and it don't even really equal up to one salary mm-hmm. as it did from 40 years ago. Mm-hmm. So now again, the system itself, there's a lot of flaws in the system. Mm-hmm. I don't care if you're educated or not, just the system itself, this shit ain't working.
Well, it's because we don't understand the system, and so those who do can make the system work for them. So you have inflation, right?
Yeah.
So inflation typically runs around 3.25%. So look at how much you're making. Look at how much your expenses are, right? Total them up and then multiply them by 3.25%. Then you got taxes. You pay taxes on everything. So typically taxes around 0.75%. So that's 0.75. So basically like 4%, right? If your wages, and this is 4% every year, so it's compounded, right? So if your wages can't keep up with taxes and inflation, but yet your expenses are way more than that 4%, that's why we're falling behind in debt. Because we're living bigger than what we can support. So when you look at it from that perspective, you got to go back and look at your habits. Well, did I need this? And do I need to have this? And typically we buy things impulsively. we buy things we really don't need. We can save a lot more money if we didn't. Now, saving is only good when you're about to do something with the money. If you're not gonna do nothing with the money and it's just sitting there, well, it's doing you no good, because now taxes and inflation are eating up that money.
Yeah.
So when people just save money, and or they put it in a what's that, a CD, right? So the CD might give you 1.5% annually, but taxes and inflation is 4%. You're losing money in a CD. You're not gaining money. Every year your money loses money because it's not keeping up, you know. So, but we don't understand the system, and this is why we are losing. The only way to win is to understand the system. So let's go to sports, right? Bill Belichick has a system. So what's his name? Just left and went to Tampa Bay, right? Yeah. So we're gonna see if he's the same quarterback in a different system. Because Bill Belichick, he can plug any quarterback into his system.
So he said, yeah.
Now we did see when Tom Brady was out before, that one quarterback, he held it down because he played in that system. So that system is supposed to be designed for, you can plug any quarterback in and we'll still run the same plays and get the same dominance, right? Yeah. Tom Brady's about to be exposed possibly because he's going to be outside of that system. And we don't really know, can he play as good not being in that system?
I get what you're saying. I just think it's more of a team effort, because you gotta have both in order to make it work. It's like a car. A car is phenomenal, but without 4 tires, you just take one of them tires where you ain't going nowhere.
Shit.
I'm not trying to be funny, but that's how the world works. Right. An example. Everybody think Phil Jackson was a great coach. Right. Well, you had this guy named Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Kobe Bryant, and Shaquille O'Neal for probably about 17 of your coaching years. That's why Phil Jackson looked great. But when Phil Jackson went to the Knicks, exposed like a motherfucker.
Couldn't do
nothing. So sometimes it takes a team effort, and I'm kind of relating that to what's happening on the planet. Exactly. I think a lot of people on the planet, and this virus kind of exposed some of that, really thought that, well, we don't really need most of the people. Yeah, really you do. All this shit is interconnected. Tying into what you just said about Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. That's just interconnected. And I think both of them going to figure out, without each other, your success rating is going to drop. Just like the planet's success rating is starting to fall, because too many people undervalue other motherfuckers. Like, you're the only one that your shit don't stink, which don't make sense. It's unfortunate, man, but you know, living in a world where I've heard multiple people, because they work so hard, that they want to enjoy some of the fruits of their labor. So you'll see somebody that'll go out and buy a 52-inch screen television, and I went and bought my wife this nice car because they feel that they deserve it. They put in the hard work, so they feel that they want to enjoy some of the fruits of their labor. I get the thought process, but because the game is so fucked up, and you really need to not spend like that, because now when it comes to how much did you save, well, we didn't save a lot because we bought 3 52-inch screen televisions, but you can only watch one at a time.
And then the resale value ain't what you pay for it. So this is the core is understanding assets and liabilities. And and I'm just saying, for finance, you got to understand assets and liabilities. You got to understand the market you live in. The market is like an S, right? So it grows from the bottom, and then it curves, and then it hits a peak, right? But when anything hits its peak, it has to do what? You got to fall back down, right? Yeah. Everyone who understands business know, hey man, sell your business before you hit its peak. This what real business people understand that. They understand the S, right? But most people who don't understand the S, they'll hold on to the business because they have an emotional attachment to it. Yeah. And now, when we go into an environment like this financially, they bottom out. Now somebody can come in and buy that business for pennies. On the dollar. Because, for one, they didn't have an exit strategy. If you're going to be an entrepreneur, got to have an exit strategy. They didn't have an exit strategy, and they don't know the actual value of their business. Because they never pull money out, so they don't know how much it's worth. And then when you hit an economic time like this, they might have a $3 million business, and it got actually $2 million worth of value, but now they got to sell it for $100,000 because they never took the time to understand something as the S curve. I just gave y'all some game. That shit right there alone should help you out. So, and I don't want y'all to think that I'm always serious, because I'm really not. I'm really just ignorant as fuck on a lot of things. But in front of this camera, for some reason, I feel like I need to be serious with y'all.
You put on your teacher.
Yeah, exactly. But we in an environment that's going to really show who the winners are and who the losers are. And I'm telling you straight up and down, and I'm not lying to you, only 1% going to be winners. 1%. Because they understand. And if you don't understand, I tell you right now, get educated. Go out and find you a mentor. Learn as quickly as possible. Take immediate action. Learn from your failures and keep coming back and keep coming back and keep coming back. Only thing to do is make you better. But we're afraid of failure because the system has taught us to cringe at failure. But do babies cringe when they fail? You tell a baby, hey, look at him, he trying to walk. Oh, he failed. Then what do? He or she get right back up and go at it again.
Try it again.
Why? Because failure is not in their nervous system. See, we've been programmed so much in our brain to think a certain kind of way. And that's why we always find ourselves in the same habit. I don't want to fail. I don't want to look embarrassed. I'm scared. Well, I'm telling you, until you face that, you're going to remain embarrassed, scared, and fearful.
But that's most of the planet.
That's most of the planet. And you know what? And here's the key. Ain't nobody really paying attention to you like that. They really ain't. Because everybody focus on their own shit.
Yeah.
I ain't got time to focus on your shit when I'm focusing on mine. Oh, you messed up? Oh, see, I'm the type of person, I'm encouraging. I'm going to encourage you to do better. Hey man, you fell off the horse, man. Get back on that bitch, man. Tame it. That's the type of person I am. But you can't stop. If your goal is to do this, you can't stop. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. A lot of us don't have big enough dreams, so therefore everything we live in is small. We don't have big enough dreams. When we were shorty, man, we were like, man, I'm gonna be this, and I'm gonna fly, and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna be a fireman. I'm gonna be a doctor, and then we turn 12, 13, 14. I think I'll just be a janitor. It's easier to be a janitor.
But what is it about what we're taught that made those dreams or those inner thoughts disappear? Again, they don't just disappear for nothing. So more shit got to be added to your thought process to bury those types of thoughts. And it's so unfortunate because now when you need to have those type of dreams to kind of keep you moving, and you want to become some kind of an inventor, that shit don't exist because you've been rocked to sleep on you're an A student in calculus, and you ain't gonna do shit to use your calculus A grade ever again. And I'm not knocking
unless you're an engineer, you're a scientist.
I was about to say I'm not knocking people that got A's in that calculus because you ain't
nope.
I ain't getting none of that shit. But again, there's something about how we're taught and how shit is downloaded in our bodies where we're no longer producing some of the things we need to produce or be prepared for a la this virus that's out here. You can't tell me that nobody on the planet shouldn't have been somewhat prepared to be dealing with any type of thing that come along the human race and can wipe us out. But we all at a standstill, and everybody on the globe is watching each other, and it seems like nobody has an answer. And from what I've been told, the U.S. is rushing to try to find a solution.
That's in panic mode. So if the government is in panic, what are the people doing? They're panicking too. You know. So we're gonna have to shut this down because it's that time. But I want to leave y'all with this: don't ever give up hope, because it's always there. Education will remedy ignorance, and don't let the Hoe-Rona virus nor the coronavirus stop you from being the best version of yourself. And stop trying to live to other people's expectations. So you live to your own expectations. Let us know what y'all think about this video. I know we hit a real serious tone, but we're in a real serious time. And you know, we want to start off with, you know, some funny shit with the Hoe-Rona virus. You know, that was to, like, you know, break the ice or something. But we in a real serious time, and I want y'all to win. But the only way we gonna win is by taking chances, calculated, and we still gonna lose. But if you're serious, life will bend to you. And I'm a testament as someone who didn't have shit just 2 years ago, and he could tell you because he's seen me go through it. I don't quit. I don't have it in me, and I can only implore you to be the exact same person. Don't quit. You can have it, and we need to come together and be a community so we can help each other, because that's how we gonna survive this madness. Because things are about to totally turn around. So my name is Tez.
Big Marv.
Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the comment. Let's dialogue. Thank y'all for watching. Appreciate y'all. Don't want to leave on a somber note, but man, we in a somber time. So definitely stay uplifted. And if we can do anything to help y'all, let us know in the comments. Talk to y'all later. Deuces.